Crosswood family and friends. It is December 15th, which means it is day 15 of our Advent readings. Every day leading up to Christmas, we are looking forward to celebrating the birth of Christ and looking back at how everything in the Bible has been pointing towards God sending his Savior, his Redeemer, his Son, Jesus. We've been reading from the Advent Storybook, 25 stories that show why Jesus came, and it's by Laura Ritchie and it's illustrated by Ian Dale. Today is day 15, which is Covenant, Exodus 19 through 20. So if you have your Advent ornaments at home, go ahead and find the one that looks like this, and you can cut it out and hang it on your tree. I will give you a new heart and a new spirit I will put within you. And I will remove the heart of stone from your flesh and give you a heart of flesh. And I will put my spirit within you and cause you to walk in my statutes and be careful to obey my rules. Ezekiel 36, 26 through 27. God led his people through the wilderness to Mount Sinai. God wanted to keep a covenant, a lasting friendship, promise with all of Israel. He would be their God, and they would be his people. God said, "Now therefore, if you will indeed obey my voice and keep my covenant, you shall be my treasured possession among all peoples, for all the earth is mine, and you shall be to me a kingdom of priests and a holy nation." Exodus 19, 5 through 6. God came down to the mountain. The people of Israel watched as lightning struck, thunder roared, and a thick cloud of smoke covered the mountain. When God came down, the whole mountain trembled and shook. When the Israelites saw and heard what God was like, they were scared to be near him. God called Moses up on the mountain and gave him special instructions for how the people should live. We call these the 10 Commandments. Love God. No pretend gods. Don't make idols or pretend gods. Respect God's name. Don't misuse it. Remember the Sabbath, the day of rest, and keep it holy. Respect your father and mother. Do not murder. Do not commit adultery. Do not steal. Do not lie. Do not envy something that belongs to someone else. If God's people would live this way, their lives would be full of good things. They would be good friends with God and with other people. They would love each other and God, and it is what they were made to do. But just like Adam and Eve, God's people often disobeyed God's commands. They broke their relationship with God and with people. And the truth is, all of us break our relationships. To live and love as God created us to do, we need God's help. We need him to rescue us and give us new hearts. Hearts that want good for others. How can we follow God's commands? It's hard sometimes. God asks us to do things that are good, but because of the sin in us, we don't always want to do good. And just like the people in Israel, God tells us and we disobey. But what's amazing is that God knew we wouldn't be able to do it on our own. So he sent us a helper, a savior, and that's Jesus. And we can rejoice in that and remember it this Christmas.